I just realized Bad Dog's volume will not be coming in, and we're live, and I do this all the time. So let me fix that first. 1 second. I was looking over there. I don't see your volume coming through, so it should be working. Hold on 1 second. Oh, God, the damn computer. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. Let's see. Settings. Audio. Let's try that. Go ahead and talk, Bad Dog. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
How can I be the man when you're the man?
We're good. Stand up, New York Giant fans. What is going on, Bad Dog? Sorry we're a little late.
It happens to the best of us. The Giants have had a rough season, and listen, most of our streams are flawless, but even sometimes we have to have a rough beginning too. But we'll try to bring this thing home and make it a good one. Thank you guys and girls for your patience. Really do appreciate that, of course.
Yeah, I even got out of work early. I was like, this is gonna be great. I come downstairs, my computer's dead. I'm like, what the hell? It was plugged in. I tried to plug it in. It said 0%, won't charge, but it's working. That's all that we care about. Thank you to everybody for being here. Chris Sonor in the house, Justin Roman in the house, Sabrina in the house, Karambai, Victor Jimenez, Omkar, King Envy, Mets fam, GOAT. Thank you guys. So, we got a couple things we could talk about, Bad Dog. Obviously, we're coming off our third win of the year.
Woo!
And
Look out.
It looks to be what will be Eli Manning's last start as a New York Giant. Daniel Jones, you made a video on it today, is getting the first team reps now, so I expect to see Jones probably make the start this week against the Redskins in Washington. Obviously, it goes without saying what the big storyline in this game is the loser more than likely is set up to get the number 2 pick. So a lot of Giants fans are divided on this. Some Giants fans are rooting to win. Some Giants fans are rooting to lose because they want to get the better draft pick. Both teams suck, but that's the big storyline coming in, as you've touted it, the Chase Young Bowl number 1 or number 2.
Number two. Yes, we lost the first Chase Young Bowl. Well, we won it, I guess, but same time lost it. I don't know. I guess it really wasn't a Chase Young Bowl since we didn't hurt our draft stock, but I do find that whole thing amusing. You can go ahead and get that real quick.
Oh, Christian, thank you so much for the love. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, let Tom Coughlin in to the Giants as head coach. We're going to get to that. Christian. We'll be getting to the Tom Coughlin talk in a minute. But thank you so much for the love, man.
The Giants fans are torn about this. And I guess for me, I just don't understand how other people can tell Giants fans how to root for their team. That just kind of, I understand if you don't like people rooting against them, and I understand if you want us to tank, you don't want us to. I get both sides of the argument. I completely get it. I've never understood how people can tell fans how to root for their team. Obviously, people that are rooting for them to lose are not rooting for them to lose because they don't like the Giants. They're rooting for the guy that they want. They're rooting for the betterment of the future because this season's already wiped out. And the ones that want to win, I completely get it because we're sick of losing, and you want to see this team have some positive reinforcement going forward. So I get both sides of it. I'm kind of in the middle. I hate losing, but at the same time, if we're 5-11, what did that prove? It proved nothing, and you might pick 7th. Where you're 3-13, what does it prove? Both years stink, 5-11, 3-13 in bed, but you might end up with Chase Young. So I get both sides of it. I'll be honest, I think we will beat Washington. We own Washington. We've always owned Washington. It doesn't matter what the records are. Daniel Jones and company beat them bad the first time we played them. They are playing better, but I still think we win the game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we're going to win the game, and I am completely with you on what you said. Also, I would never tell a fan I root for their team because at the end of the day, the fans rooting for the team to lose by tanking, in essence, are kind of rooting for the team to win in the long run because they feel if we could get, you're not just getting a higher pick in the first round, you get a higher pick in the second round, you're getting a high pick in the third round, you're getting a high pick in the fourth round, so on and so forth. So like you said, I get both sides of it. I'm never going to get on a fan for rooting for his team to win. You only get 16 Sundays a year. And
Right.
I completely get both sides of the spectrum. The people that want the Giants to lose look at it like we're going to get an opportunity to go out and get, regardless of, you can look at past drafts and say, oh, well, look, you got this guy 6 that went, but it don't matter. The percentages say if you're picking higher, you have a higher chance of getting an impact player. So I get both sides of the spectrum. I completely understand Giants fans who are rooting to lose this week because, in essence, they're rooting for them to win in the draft position.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, Chase Young looks to be a generational talent. And I made a video on it today talking about it. When you look at the last 3 or 4 drafts, Myles Garrett, immediate impact player. Bradley Chubb, immediate impact player. This year, Bosa, Josh Allen, all edge rushers, all immediate impact players. And you bringing a guy like this in here that could be on the level of those guys, maybe even better, he's going to make this defense better overnight. And I completely get why Giants fans would be excited to potentially lose this game on Sunday. I can't find it in my heart to do it, but I don't look down on Giants fans who are rooting to get better draft position. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And another guy, I mean, Joey Bosa came in and made an immediate impact, and we've talked about it before. I think the easiest position to transition to the NFL is edge rusher. I do. I think that's the easiest one. You don't have to do a lot over there. Go get the quarterback.
Yeah.
You do that your whole life growing up. So, again, maybe you have to drop in his own coverage. Maybe you're on a couple of stunts, but it's nothing complicated.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny T, by the way. I see that $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war. And that's exactly what it is. It is long-term thinking when you're hoping to get a better draft pick. And that's what the fans that are hoping for Chase Young and to lose to the Redskins. And the loser of this game will be in a prime position to get that. Now, I will say, I mentioned in my video, if you're rooting for the Giants to lose their last 2, I think this week you're rooting for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys. Because if the Eagles lose to the Cowboys, Eagles have nothing to play for week 17. So that's another thing you want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's true. Very true, but at the same time, neither do we. So we 2 teams kind of going at. I mean, like we'll just see what happens. You
can't control it at the end of the
right.
day.
So we'll see what happens, and like I said, I'm not gonna, if we don't get Chase Young and Andrew Thomas is there, then that's not gonna worry me. I hear guys talking about his footwork, and I don't know what the hell they're looking at. His footwork looks fine to me. The guy hasn't allowed anyone to hit Jake Fromm all season, so he must be doing something right. It's not like they haven't gone against good edge rushers. They play in the SEC. They don't play in a weak conference. They play in a good defensive conference. Also, I mean, I would have liked to have seen him go up against Chase Young. I think that would have been the battle. Ohio State and Georgia would have been a good one to watch. But,
yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy Georgia lost because Oklahoma. But I mean, we'll see what happens. There's no surefire thing in the draft anyway. Maybe Chase Young comes out and Chase Young stinks. I mean, who knows? It'll happen when it happens.
Nothing's a guarantee ever.
Right. But that's the guy that I look for, and I know you and I were both on the Josh Allen train last year. It's a massive reason why we reacted the way we did, because he was there and we didn't take him. And what's he got, 10, 11 sacks this year? So,
yeah, he leads all rookies in sacks. He's got 10.
So you can see why you and I got upset about taking Daniel Jones, because we thought this guy was going to make an immediate impact. And it's not that Daniel Jones has been bad. It's just our thought was you need that edge rusher. And we passed on him in 2018 or 2019 rather. Can't pass on him in 2020 if he's there. There's just no way.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. If they could get if they could get a way to get one of those guys, let me just get this out of here. If they get a way to get one of those guys, a guy like that, you got to go and get him. But the only way that's going to happen at this point is they lose their last 2 games. And I kind of am with you. I saw the way they played last week. The defense is getting better. An article came out this week, which is encouraging. DeAndre Baker has been playing his ass off, and we see that. We watch the games. We comment on that all the time. He actually has the lowest since the bye week, the last 4 weeks. Now, granted, this is against the Bears, the Eagles without receivers, the Dolphins, and the Packers. But he's given up the least amount of completion. He has the lowest completion percentage against in all of football the last 4 weeks. All cornerbacks in all the NFL. I think it's like 26% of passes are being completed thrown his way. So he's done a hell of a job. So that's some encouraging stuff. Obviously, we've seen the X-Man improve over that time as well.
Yes.
So I think the defense is playing better. Whether or not that'll make Betcher keep his job will remain to be seen. I don't think he will. But that's another thing to look at. The young players are getting better. Darius Slayton gets better every week. So that's some encouraging stuff. And Saquon Barkley looked as good as he has since the injury last week. And I expect that to continue against the Washington Redskins. We'll see how Daniel Jones does. I think he'll be playing. But I do agree with you. I think we'll beat the Redskins this week.
Yeah, and it's very encouraging. The only thing I'll say about the defense is they don't put the halves together.
Right.
The first quarter against Miami, they went right down the field, scored. They went right down. Well, they ran right down the field, missed a field goal. Right down the field, scored. Right down the field, got stuck at the 12-yard line. So they did move the ball. And against the Eagles, killed them in the first half and couldn't play in the second half. Part of that was being tired. But you do see the improvement, and you see Dexter Lawrence getting the pressure. You see Leonard Williams getting pressure. You see the secondary. You see Julian Love making an impact. DeAndre Baker playing a lot better. So it's good to see, and of course, Zemeni's. You do see the young guys improving, which is all we wanted to see all year. Want to see Daniel Jones improve and not fumble the ball. And it's good to see Saquon Barkley running well, but again, this was the Dolphins, so we'll see what happens. Go ahead, you got a few.
Yeah, I got a couple. Let me get to those. John Smith, man, thank you so much, man, for the love. $5 super chat. Benzanese, he says, gotta remember the way it's looking now. If we beat the Skins, not only are we gonna miss out on Young, but he's also gonna. That's a great. Well. If the Skins get that pick, it's still possible the Dolphins could get that pick. It's still possible the Lions could get that pick. But yes, if the Redskins get the pick, yeah, you're right. We're going to be going up against him twice a year for the next 10 years. It's a great point he brings up.
You could also be seeing Andrew Thomas versus Chase Young right there.
That's another great point. If we get Andrew, so I look at it as a win-win in terms of that. If we get Andrew Thomas and Raymondo, man, thanks for the love, man. $3 super chat. He says if we get Young, Baker and everyone will get better. That's what Baddog and I have been preaching. For the you look at all these edge rushers. When you get a pass rusher, go back to the Tuck days, Strahan days, OC days. It made that mediocre secondary look a lot better. So it's a great point you bring up, Raymondo. And I think I had one more.
Malik Thompson.
Let me make sure. Oh, there it is. Malik, man, thanks for the love, man. $5 super chat. Benzanese. Sup, guys? In my opinion, I think we should get Chase Young because I'm out trying to have another bust at left. I don't want another bust at left tackle. And Tom Coughlin might be we're going to talk about Tom Coughlin in a second. Thank you for the love, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have a video on that tomorrow as well. But, as far as I know a lot of Giants fans are scared to take a left tackle because of what happened with Eric Flowers the last time. Early first-round pick.
What they got to remember is Eric Flowers was a right tackle at Miami. He was not a left tackle. He was not projected to be a left tackle at anybody's draft board except for the New York Giants. And the only reason that they took him is because they wanted Brandon Sheriff, and like Jerry Reese would always do, somebody would outmaneuver him in the draft, and then he'd panic and take somebody that he shouldn't have taken. That was Jerry Reese's MO. And that's why we ended up with Flowers. The guy was not a left tackle. Now, he wasn't much better at right tackle either. But you see Eric Flowers at left guard, playing very well for Washington.
He's been better. Yeah, he's been better.
A lot better. So they found a position for him. So the talent was there, but he was not a left tackle, and that's where the Giants projected him. So he never played left tackle at Miami. So I don't know why the Giants thought he'd play there in the pros. It's hard to take a guy that played right tackle his whole career in college and then move into the pros where you have completely different edge rushers. Hey, play left tackle. Play a position you never played before against. Usually the best pass rusher comes to the quarterback's blind side. So pick that guy up every
Right. No, it was never a good fit to begin with, unless I'm going to get that in a second. Thank you very much. The other thing I want to say about that pertaining to Eric, oh man, I had something good to say. I forgot now. Eric Flowers, oh man.
Right tackle, left tackle, right guard.
I forgot. I'm bad at multitasking. But Les, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. You can't forget. Everybody says Tom Coughlin and Donald Trump got impeached on the same day. Yeah, well, yeah. That I woke up this morning, Baddog, and every once in a while I'll turn on the news before I go to work or whatever, before I make my videos. They started that at like 10 a.m. I get home, they're just finishing. They were doing that for like 12 hours today. And nothing will get done. Just like everything in Washington.
I painted with
this. Yeah. But thank you so much, Les, for the love, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. As far as Eric Flowers goes, I mean, this guy to me is much more of a slam dunk than an Eric Flowers. Oh, yeah, there's the point I wanted to make. You can't be scared to take left tackles early in a draft because we need to get younger, and we need to have a draft where we take a tackle early because it's a vital position. We cannot be scared to do that. You look at the best teams. The Cowboys took a tackle early. A lot of these teams take tackles early. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But the Giants cannot be scared to do that. I'm not saying take him over Chase Young, but if we're picking fourth and he's there, I think you got to take him.
Yeah, got to. You can't worry about what happened in past drafts.
Yeah.
I mean, they got nothing to do with one another. It's completely different people.
Yeah.
Completely different mindsets, completely different film studies, completely different skill sets. So, and then probably completely different coaches is what you're going to have. So,
yeah, exactly. And my man Chip Kelly, man, what's going on, Chip Kelly? $5 super chat bends the knees. He says if the Giants pick 2 and Cincinnati picks 1, and they will take Chase Young unless you give them your next 2, your second round picks. Do you move up or just take Thomas? Chip Kelly, I'm gonna answer that. I actually did a video on that.
You move back.
I either A, just take Thomas, or B, I look to move back because Joe Burrow is gonna get me a fortune in that situation. You're going to have the Dolphins that might want Joe Burrow. You're going to have the Chargers. You're going to have the Raiders. You're going to have a ton of teams that are interested in moving up for the consensus number 1 quarterback in this year's draft. So I look to move back and accumulate multiple first-round picks in that situation.
Exactly.
That's the ideal spot there. And I think I got one more I just want to get real quick.
Josh Latore.
Oh, Josh Latore. What's going on, my man? $5 super chat bends the knees. He says, can Pat Shurmur do what he does best and lose this freaking game on Sunday for Chase Young, please, God? Yeah. Yeah, well.
It's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility. Malik, man, thanks for love, man. $2 super chat. Bends the knees. He says, should the Giants trade to get Trent Williams? Well, the trade deadline's over, Malik. Trent Williams, he's a free agent next year, right? Trent Williams? Yeah. I think, yeah.
I wouldn't take Trent anyways. That injury problems, getting older. We already have that guy over there at left tackle. You don't want an old left tackle, and then the Giants are not going to replace Nate Solder with Trent Williams. That just wouldn't, because he's going to get money too, and that's. I just wouldn't go that route.
What route do you go with Conklin? Even he's coming off the ACL 2 years ago, do you go with Conklin?
Oh, well, it depends on who we draft. If we're drafting Andrew Thomas, you're not going to take
Of
Conklin.
course.
If you're not, if you get Chase Young, then yeah, I definitely think you could go Conklin and at least play him at right tackle. I mean, you're shoring up your offensive line if you get him. I'd take a chance. I was very impressed with the way Gates played, though. I mean, maybe
Gates has played great the last 2 weeks.
He did, so, I mean, maybe you found something there. There's a lot to go over. It's so hard to try to predict what's going to happen in the spring when, we're still playing football. You don't know what we're getting in free agency. You don't know where we're going to draft right now. You don't know who our GM's going to be. You don't know who the coach is going to be. So it's tough.
There's a lot of factors.
Our needs are definitely edge rusher and left tackle. We got to address those. Those are the 2 biggest needs on this team, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the Phillies ace, John Letourneau, man, thanks for love, man. Great subscriber, both of us. $2 super chat. He says, stand up, and Stella, you missed my first super chat. Oh, I must have, because I didn't see one from you, John. I'm sorry. Let me go back and see it. 1 second. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that, guys. $2 super chat from John. He says, I love you guys. Need y'all to stand behind my Eagles. Well, John. By the way, I should have mentioned this by now. If you guys have not done so, please go into the link in the description and subscribe to Bad Dog Sports. We'll be on my channel this week for the Giants game, but then the final Giants game and the show next week will be on his channel. So please subscribe to Bad Dog Sports. We work together all the time. And John, man, thank you so much for the love. Sorry, Mr. Super Chat, man. And thank you for being here. But yeah, so, all right, let's get to Coughlin. I see a lot of people talking about Coughlin. Coach Coughlin come home. We've had a couple of Super Chats about Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin today is fired by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he was the VP. I'm going to do more research on it before I do my video tomorrow, but he was something like a VP executive there. He wasn't the GM. Obviously, he's 73 years old. Tom Coughlin, in my opinion, he's not coming back to coach if we bring him back. But do you see him coming back here in any type of way, whether it be a VP, whether it be someone along those lines, to mentor the New York Giants?
I could definitely see him coming along in the front office. He's not going to head coach anymore. It's 73. You're not going to do that anymore. But I could definitely see him doing something upstairs for this team. I don't know if he would be the general manager. I don't know know if he'd be vice president of operations. I don't know what they would do with Tom Coughlin, or if they would bring him back. But I don't know if ownership really wanted to fire him. I think they just felt like they had to. I just wish they would have fired the damn GM with him. I don't know why you would keep the GM on for an extra year when the GM is the one that put that mess out on the field. Or at least let Coughlin come back when he spent all that money on the defense. Because I feel like the Giants could have been even better than 11-5 if Coughlin coached that team and not McAdoo. And I always say this. I feel like Eli Manning missed Tom Coughlin. I feel like Eli Manning kind of, I wouldn't say lost his fire, but he did not play as well after Coughlin was gone. He just didn't. I feel like Coughlin was a big influence on Eli Manning. I feel like Eli Manning missed it because when McAdoo was the offensive coordinator, Eli had two of the best seasons of his career.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he didn't play the same. So I feel like Coughlin had a lot to do with that. Eli's not going to be here. I don't know. Like, I just don't know. It'd be a weird situation if Coughlin could develop these young players, or I don't really know what he would do. I don't know what facet they would bring him back. It'd be very interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting for sure. Like you said, there's no way it's a coach. 73 years old, you're not bringing a guy to be a head coach. But I could see somewhere in upper management they do bring him in. It's possible, and it's something that maybe they kick the tires with. It's certainly a guy that the New York Giants organization trusts. And, you know, he obviously has a good head on his shoulders. He knows what Giants football's all about. So we'll see. You know, we'll see if they kick the tires. And Chizola, man, thank you so much for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says Trump impeached, but I think it gets revoted. Okay, well, there you go. I'm sure it'll get revoted. And Arturo, man, thanks for the love, man. Thank you very much. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says Coughlin, next job for the New York Giants will be the janitor. As far as the impeach go, yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about it. I just know that they were voting on it today. I haven't been following politics as closely as I used to. But I know he got impeached today. I don't know much else other than that.
I don't follow it. Never did. Never will. Don't care.
Yeah.
My politics and religions are sports.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
But Arturo's I think if the Giants brought him back, Arturo, I think he'd get a little more prestigious job than the janitor. I think he deserves a little more than that.
A little bit. Yeah. Maybe he'd be a ticket salesman. Maybe the guy at the turnstile that scans the tickets in. Go ahead, sir.
But
checking the bag. Tom Coughlin checking your bags as you go in.
You know that Tom Coughlin would be. He is so loved by Giants fans. He still is. There's a lot of Giants fans who probably wanted to come back as the coach, even at 73 years old. Oh, Cruzon, thanks for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Flowers has a higher grade than Hernandez at guard. Well, that is certainly depressing, Cruzon.
It was depressing as I screamed for years about moving that guy to right guard because he was a good run blocker. They never did it. I mean, I used to say, why don't they try him at right guard? He's not a left tackle, but he's a good run blocker. He was always a good run blocker, but he was a right side guy. So I was like, move him to tackle or move him to guard. That's what they had to do with Pugh. Pugh was not a freaking tackle. He wasn't the best guard in the world either, but he was a terrible right tackle. He moved to right guard. He was serviceable. He was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, he was solid. He got a contract because they did that.
Yeah, big contract.
Yeah. Patrick Wright, man, thanks for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can figure it out. If Chase is gone, sign Shaq Barrett, get Thomas. I mean, that's much easier said than done. If we could get Shaq Barrett, I don't know if he's going to be available. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going to want Shaq Barrett. He got off to a great start. I guess you're laughing at another comment.
The super chat.
Thank you so much, Patrick Wright. Let me get to. Oh, Dayman, thank you so much. $10 super chat. Stand up. Do you think Pat Shurmur be sitting down? Dayman, the way he's been coaching lately, he might. What do you think, man? You're definitely think.
He definitely cops a squat when he pees. You can't write his name in the snow, Dayman. No.
Now, okay. We all know what you want. You've wanted it since like week 8. We all know what most Giant fans want. It's not about want.
Last year.
Last year. No, it's not about want though. Do you think he's going to be fired?
He's gone.
You think it's definitive? You think it's definitive?
I don't think they can bring him back here.
Yeah.
As you always say, Chris, you're not selling that to the fan base. You're not selling the guy that's 8-22 in his 30 games here with the Giants to the fan base. You're not. And I'm sorry. It was nice to win a game. It was.
Yeah.
But we beat the freaking 3-11 Dolphins. Okay. We did not beat the Packers. We did not beat the Niners. We did not beat the Cowboys. We haven't beat the Cowboys or Eagles in 3 years. We're not beating we didn't beat the Bears. We beat the Dolphins.
Yeah, and even if we win this week, it's the Redskins. And even if we win the last week, it's the Eagles with probably nothing to play for. So I don't put any stock in these last 3 games. A lot of Giants fans are worried about that and them saying, oh, he won his last 3 games. I don't think so. I don't think you're selling that to the fan base. I really don't. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. We're going to know in less than 2 weeks. Chizola, man, thanks for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. Eli changed after Tom left. Giants are really effed up. Yeah, Baddog, I'll give Baddog credit for that. He has said that since I think I've been working with him, that he felt like Coughlin leaving certainly hurt Eli, and it makes sense when the time matches up. Eli was not the same quarterback after Tom Coughlin left. It's a great point, and they should have never fired Tom Coughlin when they did, and if they did, they should have cleaned house. And PTA Sports, man, thanks for love. If you guys have not gone over to PTA Sports, by the way, I want to have him on the channel hopefully next week. I've just been so busy. I told him I'd have him on the channel. $5 super chat. Ben Zanini says, "What's up, guys? Gonna be at the game this weekend. Row 18 paid 2 bologna sandwiches. What about the Snapple? You didn't pay. You didn't. In his podcast, he said he paid a bologna sandwich and a Snapple. What about the Snapple?
Well, he had to get 2 bologna sandwiches because it's Eli's last game. So they took the Snapple away, but he did 2 bologna sandwiches with mustard. He forgot to add that.
So he's going to go to D.C. Oh, I think he lives closer to D.C. David, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, what's the best way to rebuild RD? David, great question. In my opinion, best way to
Chase Young?
Well, yeah, it's a start. The best way to rebuild RD is the best way to rebuild any position on the football team, and that's through the draft. At the end of the day, you build through the draft. You fill in pockets through free agency, but you build through the draft. And I do think part of it... Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you change back to a 4-3. You don't have the talent to run a 3-4. That's how you start building your team.
Yeah, well, that's definitely something that they probably will consider. But regardless, they got to get more talent through the draft. And I do think they need to implement a couple of free agents just to get some veteran players on the defense, because you figure Bethea is going to be gone. Jenkins is gone. You've got all rookies now. Ogletree's probably going to be gone. So I do think you need to bring in a couple of veteran players via free agency to show these guys.
Schobert kid.
Yeah, Schobert would be a nice pickup. Couple of guys. But yeah, I do think you need to bring in maybe a piece or two via free agency, but you need to continue to build through the draft. Malik, man, thanks for love, man. $5 super chat, Ben's Denise. Does this sound good to you? First round, Chase Young, and second round, a center or the best player available. That sounds perfect to me. If we get the second pick, I do think, Baddog, I've been saying this for weeks. I do think a mistake that the Giants have made in last year's draft, as good as a draft as it was, get them in a fantastic draft, they didn't address the offensive line at all. So if they do take Chase Young, I do think it's important to take an offensive lineman either in the second or the third round.
I think they will. I don't know how far Creed Humphrey falls down the draft. He might be a first-round pick, but that's one of the best centers in the country from Oklahoma. I mean, Creed Humphrey's a gamer. If he ever did fall, if we were picking second overall, I mean, he falls at 34. It's a good job. Maybe you trade back up into the first round and take a Creed Humphrey. I mean, who knows? And again, the combine tells you a lot about who they're going to take. We haven't got there yet. That's when you really can start addressing who you think they're going to take. Because it shouldn't, but so many people put so much stock into the damn combine, and I think you should just look at the film. But
Garrett Bradbury is a perfect example last year. Center that was projected to go late second round. He had a great combine. He moved all the way up to mid-first round. So there's a perfect example. So Chris Bass, thank you so much for the love, man. $5 super chat. Ben's Denise, he says, y'all have a good night. I'd send a bigger super chat, but I'm busy saving for Leonard Williams' salary he wants next year. Don't worry, man. Chris, man, thanks for the love, man. You have a great night, man. Thank you for tuning into the stream, man. Thank you to everybody for being here, by the way. Again, I apologize for being late. Normally we start this at 10:30. We start at like 10:42, 10:43. So thank you guys for being here. Sorry, I was a little late. I had some computer problems. But thank you for popping in. I see Yvonne's in here, man. One of my best subs. Thank you guys for being here. So I'm trying to think of anything else to talk about before we focus squarely on the chat. We talked about, GQ Boys, thank you so much, man, for the love. $5 super chat. Ben Zanisi says, if Dave Gettleman is no longer our GM, he will always be remembered for selecting our franchise quarterback like Ernie, of course, he did with Eli. Great point. That's a great point, GQ Boys. If Daniel Jones works out, much like Ernie, of course, he got credited with some of those Super Bowls, Dave Gettleman will get credit as well. If Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones lead us to some Super Bowls, the new GM's not the guy who brought those in. Dave Gettleman was the guy who brought those in. It's a great point you bring up.
Dave Gettleman brought all these kids in here.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton's another one. Darius Slayton ends up being really good. You could give that to Gettleman too. Gettleman's coming back next year. I can't see them firing him.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, I could see it, but I don't think it'll happen. I think he's drafted too well. Patrick, thanks for the love, man. $5 super chat. He says, perfect scenario offseason. Re-sign Williams, get the right tackle from the Titans, Conklin, draft Young or Thomas, and get Murray, the linebacker from OU, if not tackle from TCU. That sounds like a great offseason to me. In that offseason, you would have addressed. You're re-signing Williams, who we both like. We don't necessarily like the money he might command. Conklin, we like if he's healthy. He's the best right tackle on the market, and he's young. He's going to be 26, I think. Draft Young. Everybody would love Young or Thomas, whoever you could get. Yeah, that would be a great offseason, Patrick, right? You bring in young players, veteran players like a Conklin, who's still relatively young, and, yeah, you address the line, and maybe even sign a center as well. So that would be a great offseason.
And I love Kenneth Murray. I don't know where Kenneth Murray's going to go. I think Kenneth Murray's combinable. Well, you're going to find out a lot in this game against LSU. But I love Kenneth Murray. That guy has a motor that doesn't stop. That, as we say, Kenneth Murray's a football player.
Yeah,
he's a football player. He's really good. I'm not used to seeing really good defensive players in Oklahoma, but that's one kid that I always look forward to. When I watch those games. Good old number 9. He's all over the ball. That game against Baylor, that kid was just, he was everywhere. So I'm curious to see where Kenneth Murray's projected to go. So people think he's a first-round pick. I don't know, but, there's 32 teams picking. So he definitely, if he has a good combine, he could definitely move up into the first round. If he has a bad combine, his stock could fall. But, again, that's why so much is put into the combine. The guy I always use is John Ross because – he was nobody in college. He's nobody in the NFL. But because he ran the fastest 40 time ever, he got drafted 9th.
Right.
Overall. That's why the Bengals stink, because that's what they do. They draft something like that.
Yeah.
If they draft Chase Young's great, but where's your franchise quarterback?
They're not taking Chase Young. They're not taking Chase Young. They're taking Burrow. There's no way they pass on Burrow. I'd be happy. I'll be honest with you. If we have the second pick, I would be just as happy if they took Chase Young and we had the ability to trade out of the 2 pick.
Oh God, yeah. It wouldn't bother me either.
You would get a fortune. Gettleman cannot take Thomas there, in my opinion. He's got to do everything he can to trade out of that pick and get a lot of assets. But yeah, you would get a lot for that. But I don't see them passing on Burrow. He's too good of a prospect, and they need a quarterback. Oh, Trent, man, thanks for love, man. He says $2.79 super chat. He says, who's the best late round guy we should get? Trent, to be completely honest with you, I have not done enough research on the late rounds yet, but I will have once the season is over, Trent. I'm gonna have 7-round mocks probably within 2 to 3 weeks after the season's complete. I'm only gonna do the Giants. I'm not gonna do all 32 teams, but I'll do a mock of the complete first round, and then I'll do who I would like the Giants to get in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. But right now, I haven't done enough research to be completely honest with you to tell you who I would want in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round. I'll have my first mock up probably. I was gonna do it this week, but I'm probably gonna wait till after the game against the Redskins because then I'll have a better idea of where we're gonna be picking in the draft. So I'll wait till after Sunday and then have my first mock. It'll be a first round mock draft, and I'll have the Giants' second round pick in that mock as well. But thank you for the love, man. I appreciate it.
Ezekiel Soto asked about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence can't declare till next year. He's only a sophomore, so he'll be next year's number 1 pick.
Yeah,
your little sunshine from Clemson. Yeah, he'll be number 1 next year.
West Coast says he wants a 49er server. I'm not a 49er channel, West Coast. But you guys will be picking probably. You're probably picking like 24th. I think you guys will be knocked out in the first round. No, I'm just kidding with you. We'll see what you guys end up doing.
They ain't getting knocked out in the first round. They're probably gonna get Dallas and they'll thwart them.
Yeah, they'll beat Dallas, and then they'll play. Who are they gonna play after that? They'll play. Well, we don't know. They're all 11-3.
They play the number 1 seed probably.
Seattle, Green Bay, or New Orleans.
Probably Seattle.
All tough places to play, by the way.
Yep.
Eli for president, I'd vote for him. I'd vote for him right now. But, so we talked about Coughlin. We touched on the game this week. And Daniel Jones. I think we touched on that. He's going to be starting this week more than likely. It's not confirmed, but you think that's the right decision, obviously, as long as he's 100%. He should be behind center.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want Eli. I get so sick and tired of people talking about that win-loss record. That drives me insane. That's just haters hating. I'm so sick of that. People want to diminish what the guy's done. They bring up the win and loss record. People want to overblow what some quarterback's done. They bring up the win. Oh, look at Dak Prescott's win loss record.
Means nothing.
Has he won a damn play? He's won one playoff game in his damn career. Who cares? But these same people that say Eli's good, his career record stinks, but at the same time, so they're going to blame him for all the losses. But when we win the 2 Super Bowls, they're not going to give him credit for the wins. So it just always makes me laugh. The defense won those games, but when you lose a game 52-49, you're blaming Eli Manning.
Well, here's the thing, Baddog. Eli was always the type of quarterback that people looked to say he sucked, regardless. Because the first 8 years of his career, he had a winning record every year except for his rookie season.
Yeah.
Every year they were either 500 or better up until 2012.
And won 2 Super Bowls.
And won 2 Super Bowls. And those people, then they would pick on other things. They would say, oh, it's completion percent. Oh, this. So when he won, they wouldn't look at the win-loss record. But when he starts to lose because the team sucks, then they go, oh, the win-loss record. So it's just a convenient way to argue against Eli Manning because people, for some reason, don't like him.
Yeah, I've never understood it. They just want to hate on him. And it's probably because he just doesn't he's not a rah-rah emotional guy. He has, he does have the Eli face. We always talk about the Eli face. He does have that, but I just don't understand why you hate on him. Out of all people to hate on, he's never said a bad thing about anybody. He's never complained about a situation. He's the best teammate you can have. He's won Man of the Year. He's won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's, had ice water in his veins in the biggest moments that any quarterback can have. He's not Donovan McNabb throwing up on the field because he's choking out there because the situation's too big for him. I just never understood why people hate on him.
I completely agree.
Never understood it.
It's because they're jealous. That's my honest reasoning, and it's because of his last name. Rudy T, man, thank you so much, man, for the love. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Sponsoring a like, subscribe, and share. Rudy T, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I really appreciate that. Been here since I always say it, since near the beginning, man. One of my best men. So thank you for being here, Rudy. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, and hopefully I'm sure Daniel Jones is going to get some of that hate as well as he goes along in his career. And who better to learn?
He's already getting it.
Yeah, and who better to learn from than Eli Manning on how to deal with that?
He's already getting it.
And I'm sure
he's been over too many times. This and that. As I said, kid is on one of the worst teams in football. Terrible offensive line. Didn't have Barkley for so many weeks. Dude threw 20 touchdowns in 10 games. Eli threw 21 all last year. He fumbles too much. His pocket presence. He's a rookie, man.
Yeah, it's supposed
Eli Manning's rookie season was awful. He didn't even complete 50% of his passes for crying out loud.
He's supposed to have bad pocket awareness. It's his rookie year at the end of the day. Lamar Jackson had horrible pocket presence last year. And now he's going to win the MVP. So Dan Jones not going to win the MVP next year. Let's keep it in perspective. But he could certainly have a much better year.
Yeah, he'll get better. If he gets worse, then we got a problem. But yeah. I'm not gonna give up on the kid after 10 games. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Patrick Wright, man, thanks for that, man. $5 super chat, Ben's Denise. Fan of both your guys' channels. Love to do a show with you guys one day. Huge Giants fan. But can you talk about what we should do in the offseason? Big Pat's Sports Talk. Patrick Wright, yeah. I will definitely. I didn't know you were a Giants YouTuber, but if you're a Giants YouTuber, yeah, for sure. I'm always willing to work with anybody, and Baddog is as well. Yeah, I mean, what we need to do in the offseason, first off, we're not going to know. Baddog, I always say this. We're not going to know exactly what our biggest needs are in the draft till after free agency.
Yeah.
We have $75 million, $80 million, $100 million, depending on what we do to spend in free agency. So we have to see the holes that we fill in free agency. But, I mean, it's not rocket science where the Giants are going to attack. It's going to be getting a couple edge rushers, improving the offensive line, getting some secondary help, middle linebacker. They need everything other than the skill position. Everybody says wide receiver, Baddog. That's the least of my worries right now. We got Darius Slayton. We got,
core is good enough.
It's good enough. We need to improve the trenches. We need to improve the O-line. I want a center. I want another tackle, bare minimum. And then on the defense, I'd like to add a middle linebacker, whether it's free agency, whether it's the draft. And I would like to add at least one edge rusher via the draft or free agency, if not two. So that's where they have to attack. And in terms of who they're going to take in the first round, there's no way I could know that until I know where they're going to be picking. They could be picking anywhere from at two. We're taking Chase Young, but we're going to be picking anywhere from 2 to 6. So until we know that, I'm not going to be able to know who we're going to take. And obviously the combine will affect that as well. The combine players drop and rise based on how they do. So Chase Young's not going to be one of those players. he's going to stay where he is. Burrow will stay where he is, but there will be certain players that rise and fall based on their performances.
I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Josh Allen fell past. I'm still trying to figure out how Cleveland Farrell went before Josh Allen. I can't wrap my head around that. I still can't wrap my head around the Giants taking Daniel Jones sixth because I get we need a franchise quarterback. I get that. The Raiders didn't, so why they took Farrell over Josh, I don't get it. That was
the Raiders run a.
Josh Allen fell that far down the field because his combine was good too.
The Raiders run a 4-3, right?
I don't know what
because that if they do, that would make sense because he was thought to be a 3-4 outside linebacker. So maybe that's why. But they still reached on Farrell regardless. They could have taken somebody else. Yeah. But I'm with you. Josh Allen, to me, shouldn't have slipped past the Jets. I like Quinn Williams. I can't get on him for that. But shouldn't have slipped. He should not have gotten to the Giants. And he certainly should not have gotten to the Jaguars. But, yeah, I mean, if the draft, let's put it this way. If the draft went the way it should have went, Josh Allen would have been a probably Bosa goes to the Cardinals and Josh Allen would have been a 49er. That would have been 1-2.
Yep.
Or Quinn Williams goes to the Niners and Josh Allen goes to the Jets. He wouldn't have gotten past 3 had the Cardinals not done what they did at the quarterback position. That shifted everything.
I wonder where Kyler Murray would have went had the Cardinals not taken him.
We'll never know. He might have went to the Giants. We'll never know.
Yeah, I wonder if the Giants went after him. I wonder if he would have ended up on Denver. Interesting. You never know.
You never know.
Always fun to go back and look at, hey, what if you pulled this guy out of here? Because there's always one big surprise that screws up the entire draft. Like Tunsil was projected to go like second that year. And
he was. But yeah, some guys had him going first.
Yep, Cowboys ended up with Zeke because of that.
Yeah,
and it just messed everything up because Bosa wasn't supposed to go to San Diego. He was supposed to go to Dallas. It screwed everything up. So there's always that too on draft night. There's always you got the combine that joggles thing around or messes things around, and then you got the draft night where there's some crazy ass story that comes out, and it's crazy. You never really know all the way up till draft night what could happen.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers sitting in the room forever.
He dropped to the end of the first round. Yeah. And Cheryl Lewis, man, thanks you so much. Cheryl Lewis, another one of my best, man. Comments on all my videos, man. Thank you very much. $5 Super Chat, Benzies. Don't make excuses for DJ when Haskins went through hell and back and is starting to look like the real deal. Love you both. Happy holidays. Thank you so much, Cheryl Lewis, man. I hope you have a Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. And, as far as, listen, I will not get off the Haskins train. I've been patient with Haskins. I still think Haskins is going to be good. I don't think he's ready. I think the Redskins had to rush him. I think Daniel Jones was more prepared. I expected Daniel Jones to be better this year. But I still think Daniel Jones could be very good. I never hated Daniel Jones. I just didn't like that we took him when we took him. But I think both of them are going to be good, to be honest with you. I think Jones and Haskins will be good. That's my mindset. I know Baddog's not a Haskins guy, but I do think Haskins will be. He'll take a big step forward next year, but I could be wrong.
I think he stinks. Don't like Haskins.
That's another storyline, by the way, that we didn't touch on because the game doesn't mean anything. Haskins and Jones going at it. The two quarterbacks. Haskins couldn't have been here, so that's a storyline. Haskins was upset we didn't take him. And, obviously another storyline, you've got Flowers. You got Collins, the former Giants, going at it against their own team.
We did have them the last time he played.
Right.
And I just hope Collins will get an interception. We all know he hasn't picked off a pass since he intercepted Travis Kelce. So he hasn't intercepted a quarterback in like 3 years, getting paid $84 million. Dude's a bum. He sucks. These Flowers turned into something. Collins just sucks.
Yeah.
I hated Landon Collins. Holy cow, that I couldn't.
John, man, you have a great night, buddy, man. Thank you for tuning into the stream. I knew you were not a Collins guy. I want a 2 tight end set like the Ravens run and will improve the run game, and DJ will have 2 safety throws if things break down. Baddog and I call for that all the time. We want more 2 tight end sets. We want more I formation.
Always.
Yeah. Now, do you think they let Ingram walk in a year? I think they do.
Yeah, they're not paying him, and why would you? I mean, you were watching Smith has been killing it for us, so why not? I mean, he's obviously doing a good job. He can obviously catch. Evan Ingram can't stay healthy. Evan Ingram's been inconsistent. Evan Ingram doesn't block well, so there's no reason to extend him. You can find a tight end that's That's another terrible pick by Giants.
Oh God, I forgot who it was. I was looking, and Chip Kelly, thank you so much for loving. And I'll get back to that. $2 super chat. You can think about it. Shot in foot or take one punch in the face by Tyson. Ooh, that's a tough one. Would you rather get shot in the foot by a gun or get punched in the face by Mike Tyson?
I'd rather take the punch of the jaw by Tyson.
That might screw up. That might screw up your face.
Shatter your bones. Tyson, you're gonna go to sleep for a little bit. You're gonna get up. Your jaw's gonna be sore, but you'll be fine. I don't want to take a bullet.
That might screw up your face permanently, though. A punch to the face by Mike Tyson. Now, are we talking with the mitt on, or are we talking bare-fisted?
Either one's gonna hurt. Tyson's a lot older now. I don't think Tyson's gonna hit like he used to. Gun's gonna hurt no matter what. No matter how.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going with the punch by Tyson as well. You talked me into it, Bad Dog.
How about bit in the ear?
Patrick Wright, man, thanks for the love, man. Thank you for the incredible generosity. $5 super chat, Benzini's. Joe Schobert, Titans right tackle. Shaq Barrett in free agency. Hire Baylor coach Matt Rule. Keep Gettleman, draft Young or Thomas, and get Young and Barrett. Oh my God, last message. All right, so Joe Schobert, I like him a lot. He's more of a 4-3 guy. So if we go to the 4-3, he fits. Now he fit with the 3-4 as well. But if I'm more interested in him if we go to the 4-3. Titans right tackle, we would love Conklin if he's healthy. Barrett, a lot of people like. Now the thing that worries me about Barrett, and I've talked about with Bad Dog, he's never really had production outside of this year in a
Barrett's
contract.
Not going anywhere.
And yeah, I think they're going to keep him. I think Clowney will be kept as well. I don't think many of these big guys are going to hit the open market. But Schobert will be available, and that is a guy to look out for. It could be a guy that, if the price is right.
Yeah, we need linebacking help bad.
Yeah, that could be a guy that we do attack. So we'll have to wait and see. But I would love Schobert.
And I think if Betcher leaves, we're going back to a 4-3. It's just what I think. I think we'll be back to a 4-3 because you're going to lose Ogletree. You might lose Marcus Golden if you go back to a 4-3. You might not pay him, and then you're going to lose Kareem Martin. Not that Martin played. You're going to lose him too. You're going to be left with Lorenzo Carter, and we'll see what happens. Kenneth Murray is a guy you could. There's so much that could happen. It's just.
And this sucks because now we got to wait 4 months to figure everything out, but we'll be plenty of content for us to talk about.
That's for sure.
GQ boys, man, thank you so much, man, for the love. $5 super chat, Benzini's. We don't need a first-round tight end like Shockey or Ingram. We won Super Bowls with Kevin Boss, Jake Ballard, Smith. GQ boys, man, you're preaching to the choir. And yeah, that's what I forgot the guy's name. I was looking at that draft the other day and looking when we took Evan Ingram, and I forgot the guy's name. But he was a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, all-pro in 2018 or 17, that went like 5 picks after he picked. And Evan Ingram was such a bad pick.
He picked bad every year. Eli Apple was a terrible pick, too. Todd Gurley was available in that draft? No, that was the draft for Flowers. We could have had Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Gil Soto, man, one of my best, man. Thank you so much, man. $10 super chat. Stand up! If you take away Super Bowls from both Mannings, Warner, Rodgers, Wilson, and Breeze, would they fall in the same circle as Rivers and Ryan or Marino and Kelly? That's a great question, and I'm going to do them individually. Okay, so if Eli Manning had no Super Bowls, he's in the Rivers and Ryan class. He's definitely not Marino and Kelly's class, if we're being fair. You agree with that?
I'll be honest. Without the Super Bowls, I don't think Eli is in Rivers or Ryan's class.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably not.
I think the Super Bowls elevate him to a point, and part of that is the thing with Eli Manning. Part of it was the scheme that they ran with Kevin Gilbride. It was an all-or-nothing scheme. It was a very high-risk, high-reward, throw deep passes, 7-step drops. He was going to be inconsistent with that. Bring in Ben McAdoo as an offensive coordinator, get the ball out of his hand quickly, short safe passes, use Odell Beckham in the slant game. You saw Eli Manning in 2014, 2015, probably had his best statistical years in his career outside of maybe 2011. Eli Manning only throwing 30 touchdowns or more 3 times in his career, 14 and 15, or 2 of those years.
I personally, though, if I'm being fair, I would put him in the same class as Matt Ryan and Rivers, personally, even without the Super Bowls. I'm going to explain why. Ryan played in a dome his entire career. That certainly helped boost his stats. Rivers played in sunny California. I think if you put Eli in either one of those situations, he puts up similar stats. So I still think Eli is near on par with both of those quarterbacks without the Super Bowls. That's just my personal opinion. I'd put Kurt Warner in the same class with Eli without the Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers is definitely in the Marino class without Super Bowls. supremely talented quarterback. We say it all the time. And Russell Wilson I would probably put in there as well with Marino and Kelly. So, yes, Rodgers and Wilson are another level in terms of talent than Eli and Warner. You'd agree with that?
Yeah, I wouldn't even put Kelly in the Marino class either. Marino's in the class of his own.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
I would. Kelly's in that. Kelly's in the Ryan. If I was doing Jim Kelly, he's in the Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers class. Dan Marino is his own class. That guy was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Marino and Rodgers are. I saw the second half of Marino. You saw the full career. Marino and Rodgers, to me, are two of the most gifted quarterbacks to ever play the sport in terms of pure talent. I agree with you. I would not put Kelly in the same class with Marino.
Yeah, Marino might have been the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. The arm strength, the quick release, the guy was, Marino had it all.
How about
Elway was another one. Elway was another really, really talented quarterback.
How about Favre? Favre had a cannon.
Yeah, Favre would probably be in that category too. I mean, he's one of the most elite guys ever. I mean, he turned the ball over a ton, but he also won. I think he won MVP 3 years in a row or something.
Yeah,
3 out of 4 years.
Three consecutive. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
He had a very gifted arm. Let's see what we got here. And now, we'll answer a couple of you guys' questions. Man, thank you guys for hanging out with us, by the way. Sorry again that we started late. And once again, please go into that link in the description if you haven't done so and subscribe to Bad Dog Sports, one of the best channels on YouTube. Go over there and check him out.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for thanking me. Dan Fouts was up. Dan Fouts, another guy, obviously played in sunny San Diego. I always like to throw it out there, and he played in a very good offensive system. But Dan Fouts was a tremendously talented quarterback, yes. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry I didn't talk much about him since I'm a Giants guy, but Russell Wilson Russell Wilson's phenomenal. Afghanistan, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, I love Russell Wilson. He's one of my favorite players out there.
So there you go, Handsome Flea, another great subscriber, both of ours. He says, it makes me sick to my stomach thinking we could have had T.J. Watt over Ingram. So there's another guy we could have taken instead of Evan Ingram. What a horrible pick, because the pick made no sense. It's not like we didn't have weapons.
That was the end of his. Reese sucked. I'm sorry. That guy had a good first 3 years, 2007 through 2009, and then give him JPP. But other than that, I say it started in 2011. We should have drafted Mark Ingram, and instead we took Prince Amukamara, who was an average corner at best. And Mark Ingram was the freaking Heisman Trophy winner at Alabama that year, and his father played for us on that Super Bowl 25 team. So why wouldn't you take Mark Ingram? And Mark Ingram's had a hell of an NFL career. So
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't take Mark. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't take Mark Ingram. He didn't value the running back position. He also didn't value the linebacker position at all,
or the line position.
Well, he did. He just missed. He took a couple of offensive
every time.
Yeah, he took a couple of early guys. He just missed. Let's see what we got here. We keep bypassing linebackers. No clue why. Jeffrey Abbott. Yeah, I just said that. Reese specifically. Now to Gettleman's credit, he didn't bypass the linebacker. He traded a 5th-round pick to bring in Ogletree. He drafted Conley a little late, but he tried to bring in a veteran linebacker in Ogletree. It just didn't work out.
Is right. He's considered an outside linebacker.
Yeah, an edge rusher.
Defensive end. 3-4. He's an outside linebacker. So
yeah, he played D end in college, and he would translate fine to the 4-3 if we decide to do that.
Right.
Because he's got the size. Whitney, what's going on, Whitney?
But we haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since Banks in 1984.
Yeah.
Here I started watching the Giants. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. I'd be. What's going on, Five Gum? Thanks for popping in. Was Danny Dimes the right pick? Way too early to say that. Way too early to answer that. Bad Dog and myself are big Josh Allen's guys. We'll always say that. We're not going to be fake. We're not going to lie about it. But if Daniel Jones works out to be a franchise quarterback, it was the right pick. You always value a franchise quarterback over anything. So if Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback, it was the right pick. It's way too early to know if he is yet.
If Daniel Jones has Eli Manning's career, then yes. Obviously, even if he doesn't have the numbers, but he has 2 Super Bowls, you're going to say yes.
Yeah.
That's why I always love when people hate on Eli Manning, because I tell everybody, I said, if you drafted a quarterback in the first freaking round, and that guy, you're going to tell me he's going to throw over 56,000 yards, 380 touchdowns, have 2 Super Bowl MVPs, you're going to tell me you're not signing up for that? You're lying. Aaron Rodgers don't have 2 Super Bowls. Drew Brees doesn't have 2 Super Bowls. Russell Wilson should have 2 Super Bowls, but doesn't have 2 Super Bowls. So they can put up all the numbers in the world. Yeah, I don't care about that. Give me the hardware.
That's all I care about.
Statistics are for fantasy football and losers. Fantasy football is what everybody's statistics into play all the time. I don't give a damn about that.
I'm with you. Give me the rings. Give me the rings.
Give me the hardware.
I'm with you.
That's what I want the hardware. I don't care that Eli Manning's thrown 240 interceptions. What I care about is when the chips were down and we needed a drive in Super Bowl 42 to beat the undefeated Pats, Eli Manning was there. When we needed a drive in Super Bowl 46 down, by 3 points at the end of the game, you'll never see a better freaking pass in your life than Eli Manning threw to Mario Manningham in double coverage on the sideline, 40 yards down the field. You will not see a better pass than that.
And to compare him to another quarterback that was mentioned earlier in the Super Chat, Matt Ryan had a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, and he squandered it.
Yep.
Russell Wilson was on the goal line, first and goal to win the game, and they shouldn't have called a pass play. He threw an interception. So give me the guy that gets it done when it's on the line. So
that was Eli.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Eagles Cowboys game. It's not on primetime, right? So if it's not, no, we're not. Big Blue Life says, Chris, we keep Dave Gettleman. Do you think we could still get Matt Rule? No, I do not, Big Blue Life. But I'm going to say this. I don't think we're getting Matt Rule anyway. Because Bad Dog Matt Rule, from all accounts, I saw more quotes come out today. He's going to want full control. I do not see the Giants doing that. They're not going to give a college coach who's never coached in the NFL. The Giants are an old school organization. They're not going to hand the keys over to a college coach. Whether or not, I know there's a lot of people in the chat that want him, and I like Matt Rule. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them saying, here you go, you have near full personnel say. I don't see them doing it. I don't think it's going to happen. I could be wrong.
They're not going to do that. No, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Not with Dave Gettleman. Not unless they fire Dave Gettleman. If they fire Dave Gettleman, and I can't see him doing that either. Not with a college coach. I mean, if it was Ron Rivera, it was a veteran coach, okay. I still think Ron Rivera might be the guy. There's a lot of things that could go on. I mean,
we won't know. We won't know for a while.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go on. The defense coordinator for the 49ers, you hear that name a lot. Obviously, Rivera's another one. Josh McDaniels is one. We'll see.
McCarthy's another.
I tell you, it won't be Pat Shurmur.
Yeah, probably not.
OGR loves it because I rip on Shurmur constantly. He knows I hate Pat Shurmur. God,
I just want to say hello. I see Isaiah's in the chat, man. He says facts, all facts. Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, all have won. Eli has 2, enough said. Exactly. Ian Jones, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. You can figure it out. Giants should become a run-first team, get O-linemen. We say it all the time, man. We love old school football. That's what the Giants have always been built on, is ground and pound, set up the pass. And I think that's what Gettleman has certainly attempted to do. He's brought in a guard in Zeitler. He drafted another guard early on in Hernandez. He drafted Saquon Barkley. That's clearly what Gettleman's vision has been. We'll see if he gets the opportunity to carry it out. But, yeah, I think that's where the Giants are headed, is being a run-first football team that relies on the run before the pass.
Yeah. What was another guy they're talking about? Gary Kubiak. That's another name.
That's another name, yep. There's a bunch.
So, we'll see.
There's a bunch.
It'll be interesting.
Share, man.
But
Thanks so
much.
I don't think so either. Share, thank you so much again, man, for the love, man. $5 super chat, Ben. Next year, there are going to be an abundance of good backup quarterbacks available. Do the Giants sign a Dalton to back up Daniel Jones, or they don't want him to feel threatened? It's a good question. I wouldn't do it, Bad Dog, because the Giants are going to have cap space, yes, but you want to use that cap space on immediate needs. Now, I get the thought process of bringing an established veteran for still a young quarterback. One, it's going to add pressure if you bring in Andy Dalton, because Andy Dalton's had success in this league. He's brought teams to the playoffs. He's had multiple 30-touchdown games. I don't think they bring in a guy like that. If they're going to bring in a guy, it's going to be like a Fitzpatrick. It's going to be like a 38, 39, 40-year-old journeyman, a McCown, someone like that to show him the ropes and to be a solid backup. I don't think they're going to bring in an Andy Dalton. I don't think they'd bring in a Bridgewater. I don't think they'd bring in anybody like that would add pressure to Daniel Jones. That I don't see. But I could see them adding it for a moderate price, $3, $4, $5 million, a veteran quarterback to back him up.
Fitzpatrick's a great name you bring up, because that's a guy, again, Daniel Jones would be a second-year player, but that's a veteran that's been around that could help him. You want that kind of guy. You want a guy like Chris said, it's been a journeyman, really at the end of his career, really should be a backup. Don't know why he starts in Miami. Don't know what you trade for Josh Rosen for if you're not going to play Josh Rosen. I don't get that whatsoever. But Fitzpatrick is pretty much a career backup at this point, and obviously he started for Tampa Bay, and he had a good year there. I don't really know how he's doing in Miami. I don't really, obviously not too well. They're 3-11, but that's a perfect example of a guy you bring in that can just help Daniel Jones, and if need be, and he's pressed into service, he can, he's adequate.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick's a perfect guy to bring in here if you're going to bring in a backup quarterback and you're not going to keep Alex Tanny on the team.
Yeah, I think Fitzpatrick would be a really good pick. Another example, the Jets, to their credit, I thought brought in a really good veteran at the time, and then they screwed it up when they drafted Mark Sanchez. They had Mark Brunell. At the time, he was a veteran quarterback, showed him the ropes, and then obviously they go out, they get Tebow, they get Vic, and everybody else. But Brunell I thought was a really good guy at the time. Obi-Wan, man, thanks for love, man. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, Cowboys fans chill. Good win, but we still suck. And Frost the Clips with the $2 super chat. He says, we rooting for the Giants on Sunday or not? Big game. Great question. First to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi super chat. I don't know if you guys suck, but this is the problem with the Cowboys, Bad Dog. We say it all the time. And Frost the Clips, as far as that goes, I find myself, it's hard for me not to root for the Giants to win, but I do not blame any Giants fans this week rooting to lose because it just makes sense. It's going to help you get in Chase Young or get a better draft pick, so I completely get it. I will not get on any Giants fans that are rooting to lose this week. But as far as the Cowboys, I don't even think it's the personnel. I don't think it's the talent. It's the coaching staff. It's the philosophy, and it's the owner and Jerry Jones. That's the biggest problem with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, that is. They definitely have the talent to win. They should be winning a lot more than they are, and that all stems from Jerry Jones. He doesn't want to push back head coach. He doesn't want to win. He just wants control. It's an ego problem. Jerry Jones or Jimmy Johnson was a fantastic head coach. They won 3 out of 4 years. I'm not giving Switzer any credit for 95. I could have coached that damn team to a Super Bowl, and he didn't want him there. Bill Parcells took the Cowboys were terrible. He brought them back to prominence, brought them back to the playoffs. But Bill Parcells is a guy that wants power. They weren't going to give it to him. So now they brought in Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips didn't push back. Wade Phillips underachieved there as well. And then you bring in Jason Garrett, same type of guy as Wade Phillips. And no pushback, no nothing, a yes man, and that's what Jerry Jones wants. He doesn't care about what he don't need to win, man. He can say he does. He's about money. He's about money. He's a businessman.
He's got an ego too. He's got an ego.
Steinbrenner, on the other hand, big-time ego and wanted his own guys in there, but George Steinbrenner didn't care how much he had to spend, said, I want the Yankees to win. Didn't care. He didn't care what it took for the Yankees to win. That's what he wanted to do. But his ego is a problem why the Yankees could not win in the 2000s because he just wanted every great player. Didn't try to build a team like they did in the 90s. That was the difference.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Gil Soto, man, thanks for love, man. $5 super chat, Benzanese. Would you give up Jones and Barkley for 2 future first-round picks if you knew they'll show regression next year? Well, there's no way you can know that before you make the trade, but first off, it depends how early those first-round picks are, Gil. Are they?
So you giving us a quarterback? For Daniel Jones?
Yeah, am I getting 2 top 5 picks? Am I getting 2 top 10 picks? Or am I getting back end of the first round picks? Right. So that's my first question.
Right. Am I getting Joe Burrow or am I getting Jake Fromm? If I'm getting Jake Fromm, I want to keep Daniel Jones. If I'm getting Joe Burrow, I'll trade you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's going to regress, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the question. First, though, I don't see Barkley. I don't think they're ever going to trade Barkley. I think Barkley's a lifetime Giant. And I do think I get why people are panicking right now with Barkley because he's regressed this year, but he's regressed for 2 reasons. 1, he had an injury. 2, you have a rookie quarterback. So I think as Daniel Jones progresses, it's going to make Saquon Barkley better. I'm not worried about Barkley. Barkley's going to be the guy going forward. And again, Gil, to answer your question, if we were getting top 5 picks, it's hard to turn that down. If we're getting, I don't know, 15th, 20th overall pick, I'm not doing it. And I got a couple more I had to get here. I think I missed one before I missed a couple. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Malik, man. Oh, Malik, man. Thank you so much, man, for the love, man. Who do you think the Giants should bring from free agency for middle linebacker to help the Giants have the leader they've been missing for many years? There's 2 guys for me, and it's going to depend on the system. The first guy we've talked about a couple times tonight is Schobert. Guy I really like. He led the league in tackles 2 or 3 years ago for the Browns. The other guy is Littleton. Littleton plays for the Rams. The Rams have a lot of high-priced free agents, and I do think that Littleton will be available via free agency. He's had a great year. He's got a PFF number, I think, in the 90s. He's a guy that fits the 3-4. So if they're in the 3-4, Bad Dog, I think you go with Littleton if you're going in free agency, if he's available. If you're going to the 4-3, I think you're looking at Schobert.
Littleton had a huge playoff run last year for the Rams too, because I
Yeah.
didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
And I forget
He
what
was a
game
special
that
teams
was.
guy until last year.
He was just destroying people in that playoff run by the Rams last year. He was killing everyone. Like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you completely. It depends on the system. So
Yeah, because Littleton's undersized for the 4-3.
yep.
Yeah, but he's a really good player in the 3-4.
But I really do think we're going back. I think we're going back to the 4-3. I just have a feeling. That's what we're gonna.
We'll see. D-Life, man, thanks for that, man. $2 super chat, you can't forget about it. Dave Gettleman draft class looks promising. It looks more than promising. It looks bad. Let's go over it real quick, Baddog, and then I got to get one more. Let's go over it real quick. Slayton, Conley, Love. That's fourth round to later, 3 of those players. That's crazy. The production that they've given us. And DeAndre Baker, like I said, the last month has been playing top tier now against bad competition, but regardless, it's encouraging. Lawrence has been good. Daniel Jones. Zemenes has been good. Zemenes might break the Giants rookie sack record.
Could. He's coming on big time because he's actually seen the field. Now, what scares me, and I hope this don't happen, is this was Lorenzo Carter last year.
Right.
Lorenzo Carter would get on the field, and at the end of the year, this guy's blowing stuff up like, oh, my God, we got our freaking outside linebacker in this 3-4. And he regressed enormously this year. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to Zemenes. I don't know what happened to Lorenzo. I thought Lorenzo Carter was going to lead our team in sacks.
Yeah.
I had big expectations for Lorenzo.
He's still got a high ceiling. I still like Carter. I
do too, but I'm just saying, I thought he would improve a lot, and he regressed. I don't want to see that with Zemenes, because Zemenes has really come on. I love his energy. Again, he's one of those tall, lanky, speed rushers, very athletic, and again, that's a third-round pick. I mean, his draft class this year was really, really good. It was really good.
The one guy who's disappointed me this year is Hill. He's regressed a lot. Yeah, that's the one guy who's disappointed me this year.
Tomlinson's taken a spot. Tomlinson's really come on.
Yeah.
This year. Pretty much Tomlinson's been good all year, but I swear once we got Leonard Williams, Tomlinson's played a lot better.
Tomlinson's balled out.
Leonard Williams killed the Eagles.
Yeah.
And he played pretty good last week. But if nothing else, Leonard Williams has really helped Dalvin Tomlinson. It seems like when Leonard Williams got there, Tomlinson stepped his game up a lot more. Maybe that's because they're paying more attention to Leonard Williams. I don't know. But it seemed like Tomlinson's improved his game. And that's what you want. Sometimes things don't show up in the box score. Sometimes a guy like Leonard Williams does make Tomlinson better. A guy like Chase Young, and I mention this all the time with the Niners, that Nick Bosa made Arik Armstead a Pro Bowl rusher. He had 9 sacks his first 4 years. He had at least 10 the last time I checked. I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, no, he's had a great year.
Got double-digit sacks. More this year than he had his entire career before Bosa got there.
Yeah.
It changes things.
Yeah, 100%. And Nick Young, man, thanks for love, man. $5 super chat, Benson. He's a great subscriber of mine. He says, biggest what if for the Giants. Example, what if Plax didn't shoot himself? That, to me, is the biggest what if of all time in New York Giants history since I've been watching the team. Because if that didn't happen, we always say it, the Giants win at least one, probably 2 more Super Bowls. But what I'm assuming he means what if for this current team. The biggest what if for me is what if we traded down or took Sam Darnold in that draft with the 2nd overall pick. What if we took Sam Darnold, or what if we traded down, accumulated more assets, and were able to draft what's his name, the guy that went to the Colts again, the guard, Nelson. What if we drafted Nelson and got assets? That to me is the biggest what if for me.
God, there's too many.
Yeah,
there's too many for me. I go all the way back to '83 and say, what if the Giants? Because there was talk, the Giants were terrible in '83. There was talk about firing Parcells. What if they would have fired Parcells after the '83 season?
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Who knows where my lifetime of Giants football goes if they don't have Parcells in '84?
What if they fired Coughlin in '06? People wanted him fired.
People wanted him fired in '07 too.
I know. I know. So there's another one. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, what if the Giants didn't take Eli Manning in '04 and took Aaron Rodgers in '05? What if they didn't do that? What if they didn't draft Phillip Rivers? What if they went somewhere else and decided we don't want the quarterback this year? Going to keep Kurt Warner there. We brought in Kurt Warner. We're going to have him. And we're going to draft in '05. What if they decided to take Aaron Rodgers in '05?
Yeah.
There's so many
what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs.
What if the Saints drafted Lawrence Taylor? Thank God that didn't happen. Thank you. I'll always thank New Orleans for that. I always have a special place in my heart for taking George Rogers in the 81 draft. Always.
Malik, man, thanks for love, man. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. Bad Dog. How about you be head coach, best coach? He would scare the shit out of me, Malik, and I'm sure he'd scare the shit out of some of the players on the Giants. So,
I'm just good at yelling. I don't know how good I'd be at game planning. I'm just good at yelling at I can tell you this, Malik. I'd be much better with the clock management than Pat Shermer. I can tell you this. We stopped the Eagles on 4th down. I'm not waiting 24 seconds. Timeout. Immediately. And when we're playing the Jets and we're down by a touchdown and there's 5 minutes to go in the game, I'm not going, I'm going to use all my timeouts, official. No.
But once again, thank you guys for being here. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. But the most important thing you can do for me right now, go into the description and subscribe to Bad Dog Sports. We do this show every other week, and it'll be on his channel next week. So thank you guys for being here. Go ahead.
Got a good crowd in here again. Got 542 people in
wow,
here. So,
incredible.
Thank you so much,
incredible.
ladies and gentlemen, for being here. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Really good down the stretch here, man. It's very encouraging considering how bad our team has been, and
we got 3 wins, and the show just gets bigger every week.
That's awesome.
You guys are the best. You guys are phenomenal, and thank you so much, Leo Stunts. Thank you to everybody, man, for being here and showing all the love that you guys do show. You'll entertain. What if Bob took over head coach for us? Bob who? I don't know who you're talking about. Bob Papa? Is that what you're talking about? I just subbed up Bad though. You got it. Oh, New York Giants Mafia. Yeah, he just subbed you up. He's only been watching you.
He's like Cushmaster. they sub up every week.
And Javon, man, glad to see.
Cushmaster usually thinks about it. I don't know if he does. He thinks about it.
Javon says that we're his therapist. Javon's the best, man. I talk to him in my Discord all the time. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey,
and let's see what here. Bob the Builder, Marjorie.
Big
Nick
Stella's from Australia's in the house. What's up, Big Stella 33? Always good to see you got some guys from down under down there following this show. Appreciate that.
Is that accurate? Because I never look at the numbers. Is there under 70 likes? Or does he need to hit the refresh?
I can refresh and tell you where we're at.
Let's see. We got it. Bill Belichick. Oh, Bill Belichick. Okay, that's a lot of people have told me to make this video. Bad Dog. A lot of people have told me to make this video.
That's actually a video. When I was talking about earlier,
yeah,
I mentioned I have someone else in the front office. That's the guy I was talking
about. Yeah, I've had like 10 people ask me to make that video, and I've waited, and because obviously the reports have come out, and I'll probably make it, but the reports have come out about now the cheating with the filming and everything else. Do you think he could legit, because an article came out about this, and it was just an opinion, it wasn't fact. Do you think the Patriots can actually move on from this guy this year?
I was actually going to make a video about that tomorrow. Whole thing about Belichick, and because there's other things that go, not as our head coach, but front office guy. I definitely think it's possible. Listen, I don't want to get too into detail because I did plan on doing a video.
No, then don't. Yeah.
All I'm going to say is Bill Belichick has always said he has a great amount of love for the New York Giants. And he talked about coming back here a number of times. He wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. They dumped him. And when Tom Brady's gone, I don't know if there's a reason for Bill Belichick to stay there. So he could come home at that point.
I put myself in the head of Bill Belichick. And thank you so much, Danny Thomas, for the love. $2 super chat. Who would you sign to improve the offensive line? Now, centers, I haven't done enough research on, but as far as tackles goes, Conklin's the obvious answer, if he's available. Jack Conklin, former Pro Bowl, All-Pro tackle. The other guys, Darrell Williams, who I'm not a big fan of. He's regressed this year. He's had injury problems. Costanzo, if he becomes available from the Colts, is another tackle that we could add age 32, 33, but I don't see the Colts letting him go. But yeah, as far as Belichick goes, if I'm Belichick, I look at it like this, Pedro. Tom Brady gets a lot of the credit. And me personally, as a fan from the outside looking in, I've always thought, I would say it's like 80% Belichick, 20% Brady. And if I was Belichick, I would want to prove to people, if Brady were to leave, that it was me. So for me, that would be more of an incentive for me to stay because I think he could win without Brady.
Honestly, I don't think Belichick cares. Belichick's got nothing to prove.
He probably doesn't care. You're probably right.
Belichick is that guy that don't care. You ever see his press conference? Yeah, we'll move on to Cleveland. Yep. Okay. Next question. Yep. Move on to Cleveland. Yep.
And he always praises the other team. Oh, Daniel Jones is great. Oh, Dexter Lawrence is fantastic. He's the best.
Oh, they're a good team.
Yeah.
We're playing Miami Dolphins. They got a lot of talent. Really good quarterback. It's going to be tough. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. I remember they were killing Washington. It was like 55-3, like three minutes ago in a game or something, and it was like a 4th and 2 from the 10, and he went for it. And people are just hammering him for going for it on 4th down, winning 55-3. And I'm always like, you know what? If you can't stop him, if you want to do something about it, stop him. But Bill Belichick's press guy. So Bill, why are you going for it on 4th down? You're up by 50 points. What do you want us to do? Kick a field goal? you want us to kick a field goal? Well, he's right. I mean, what do you? He should have said, "What do you want us to do? Punt from the 10?"
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said, "What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Kick a field goal?" Like it's true.
He's like Popovich. He's just like Popovich. Popovich is very matter of fact. He's and they're the two best coaches I've ever seen play in any of the major sports. So.
Joe Torre was like that too. I mean,
yeah.
It's the same thing. Joe Torre was not a fiery guy. He was just a matter of fact. Got to win tomorrow. That's all they are.
Yeah. Let's see. We got it. OBJ wears a dress. This year he has. That's for sure. He's got 2 touchdowns. He's got 2 freaking touchdowns. 2 touchdowns.
I did a video about that right before our stream too.
Yeah.
If Giants fans would take him back here.
Oh, you know they would.
It's funny. There's a lot of comments, and it's 50-50.
It is 50-50. I'm not saying all, but a portion would. Malik, thank you so much, man, for the love. $5 Super Chat, Benzanese. Imagine having Bill Belichick as your head coach, Tom Coughlin as your GM, and Matt Rule as your offensive coordinator, or Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator next year. Might happen. We never know, or the Patriots lose. You never know. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I have, when I was thinking about this video, I got, the whole coaching tree. That it's like I said, I actually did plan on doing that tomorrow. I actually was going to do it today, and I just didn't have time because I did those other 2 videos, and like I said, my wife had a board meeting tonight, so
I'll let you make it then. I've had a ton of people ask me to make that. I'll probably make one too to share my opinion, but I'll let you do it, and I'll check it out. You know more about Belichick than me, being that you watched him. Another guy I want to add to that list, potential offensive coordinator that I think a lot of people haven't talked about as a potential hire for the Giants, Jay Gruden. I think he can make a lot of sense, being that I think he's a bad head coach, good offensive coordinator, and he wanted Daniel Jones. I think he could fit with Jay Gruden. So that's another guy you want to look out for if the Giants do look into bring in an established offensive coordinator this year.
Yeah, I agree. Jay Gruden did want Daniel Jones. The Redskins can deny that all they wanted, but they definitely did. And yeah, some guys, like I said, some guys are just meant to be coordinators. Ben McAdoo is meant to be a coordinator. Pat Shurmur is meant to be a coordinator. Wade Phillips, Rex Ryan, Buddy Ryan. Those guys were meant to be coordinators. Very good at what they do, but head coaching is totally different. You got to handle a lot of personalities. When you're a head coach.
As soon as I said that, by the way, I see somebody in the chat said, "Oh my God, no." Now everybody says, "Oh my God, no," but like Bad Dog said, there are a ton of really bad head coaches that are great coordinators. I'll tell you what, Pat Shurmur is a really good coordinator. Historically, he's been a really good coordinator. He's a bad head coach.
Doesn't translate all the time. It just doesn't. It's just how it is.
And Nick Young, thank you for the love, man. $2 Super Chat. You can't forget about it. Did you watch The Art of Coaching with Bill Belichick and Nick Saban? I did not. Did you see it?
I did not see that. But I always say Saban's a college Belichick. Always compare those 2 guys. Yeah. And there's another sometimes your college head coaches, your great college head, do not translate to great NFL coaches. Nick Saban failed in the NFL. Who's the Jets guy? Well, Pete Carroll came out of failed with the Jets, went back, and then became successul. Oh God, there's another.
I'm gonna check that out, by the way, Nick Young. I saw that you said must watch. I will check it out. I will definitely check it out.
There's another really good head coach in college that failed in the NFL. And I can't. Well, there's probably a few of them, but there's another guy I can't think of it off the tip of my tongue. Who was like just talking about Urban Meyer coaching Dallas. I don't think Urban Meyer, good NFL head coach.
Chip Kelly. Yeah, you blanked out for
Chip
a
Kelly.
second.
There's another good one.
Yeah, Chip Kelly. He had the great system with Oregon. Came in, everybody was excited with Vic and everybody else, and didn't work out. So there's plenty of examples of where it works and where it doesn't. Whatever happened to Bill Cowher? Bill Cowher got fired. They brought in, obviously, Tomlin, who's been there ever since. And there's been rumors since he's been out. But Cowher always seemed to be a type of guy that was very there was only a couple of places from what I always read that he wanted to coach. And a lot of people said the Giants were one of them, just that the opening never happened. And I think by the time it did, Cowell was too old and he was too comfortable doing what he
He's
did.
been out of the game too long. You don't want him back there.
He's not. How old is he at this point? He's got to be upper 60s.
He's got to be in his 60s.
Yeah, I don't see it. If we're going to go head coach, we're going to go a guy in his mid-50s or we're going to go with a really young guy. We're not going to go 65, 70 years old. We're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. Hit the like button. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't done so. Please subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Do we still got like 120 likes, Baddog?
I see 133.
Let's get that up to 200. At least we got 500 people. Let's go, guys.
Hit that. 600. I don't know why they're not hitting that.
Hit that like, guys.
Just click that. It helps.
Yeah, it's all right. If you don't want to, it's not the end of the world. But go into the description and.
No, but it might be.
Go into the description and subscribe to Baddog Sports, though. Would you all trade Saquon for the right price? I would trade any player for the right price. That's it.
Yossi said it. Everybody's got a price.
Everybody's got a price. For the right price, I would trade anybody. Spike the like. Leo Stuns. And we'll go a little later because we normally start at 10:30. We'll go to 12:15 and then we'll call it a night. So we'll go another 13 minutes, guys. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys. And go ahead, ask a couple more questions and we'll be sure to try to answer them, guys.
I can't wait. I got 2 more days and I got 2 weeks off. I can't wait.
Oh, you're going to get 2 weeks off?
Oh, I got 2 weeks off vacation. I can't.
There you go.
I can't wait. I'll be able to do at least 1 or 2 videos a day every day. I may be able to have a call-in show in the morning.
Whoa!
Now that little Baddog's old enough where he can just kind of hang out down here, doesn't need me to constantly take care of him, just give him some food, give him TV, sit there and watch his cartoons. I can maybe able to have an hour where I just have people call in. Not every day, but
Once in a blue. Ron Rivera or Mike McCarthy? That's easy for me, Alex. I'm going Ron Rivera.
I'm going Rivera too.
Yeah, I mean, Bad Dog and myself, and I think a lot of Giants fans are kind of in agreement with this. We want more of a disciplinarian, more of a defensive-minded head coach, a guy that's going to stick to the run game. That's my mindset. I would love a Ron Rivera. I'm not going to be upset if we get McCarthy. McCarthy's an accomplished coach, but I think Rodgers has a lot to do with his success.
And Rivera also has got the rapport with Dave Gettleman. They went to a Super Bowl together, so I mean, obviously they've worked together and they were successful together. So they kind of know what each other. Dave Gettleman would know what Ron Rivera wants and would go out there and get it for him. I'm sure. Yeah,
if it ain't broke, if it doesn't work, they've brought in 2 offensive guys the last 2 times. It hasn't worked. Me personally. That's why Rivera would be my guy. I'd want to go with a defensive-minded coach.
Malik, I appreciate that. He says, Baddog, you'd be a great high school coach. I hear that all the time. My wife used to say it to me when we were dating. She would always say, how come you don't coach sports? Like, how come you're not a coach? Why don't you coach kids? You're good with kids, and you know your stuff. And I always say I couldn't deal with the parents. It's not the kids. I could never deal with the parents because I'm a hothead. So I would not get along with the parents. Some parents were like, well, you got to play my kid in left field. But like, your kid's hitting 083.
I know from experience. I never coached, but I was an umpire.
Sandcastles in the outfield. I'm not,
I was an umpire. I was never a coach, but I was an umpire for 12, 13-year-old kids. And parents are rough. Parents are rough. It's a stressful job.
It is. I couldn't do it.
Mike Tomlin, what do you think of him? I love Mike Tomlin. He's not going to be available. Mike Tomlin is probably going to win Coach of the Year. I get asked that a lot. What do you think of Mike Tomlin? Like, why do people think the Steelers are going to make Mike Tomlin available? Like, why would they ever make him available?
It's funny. It seems like it always seems like there's talk about him maybe not being there, and then he just always is there. I don't think I'd want Tomlin anyway. I just don't.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I feel like he's kind of underachieved there. I feel like the Steelers have always had a ton of talent. He's won 1 Super Bowl.
This year, though, I think he's done a great job with that team. I mean, they lose all their weapons.
Well, they have no quarterback.
They lose both they lose their backup too. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they have great defense. That helps.
Yeah, it does.
I really like that Bud Dupree kid. He can play.
And they got an O-line. David Bigelow, man, thanks for the love, man. $5 super chat. Benzini's only 2 more weeks of the season, guys. It went pretty much as I expected. Too many rookies and young players. What were your expectations? I thought between 6 and 8 wins at the beginning of the year. That's what I thought. I thought they'd be a little bit better than this, being that they were coming off a year where they finished strong. They finished 4-4. I thought Shermer showed some progress. I thought the team showed some progress. I thought the offensive line was going to be much better than this coming into the season. So I thought they could win between 6 and 8 games going into the year. I didn't have them this bad.
Yeah, I had them 7-9 for the year started, but I said their floor would be 5 wins, their ceiling would be 9. I remember thinking the Jets game could go either way, the Lions game could go either way. I actually had us losing the Lions game. I thought we were good enough where we could split with Dallas and Philly. That obviously did not happen. Well, we still could split with Philly. I thought we'd sweep Washington. But yeah, because, I didn't know what they were going to do with the quarterback situation. It was tough. They were starting with Eli Manning. Didn't know when Daniel Jones was going to get in there. A lot of the young secondary was really tough. Thought the offensive line got a lot better, and that's why I thought we would be better, because of the offensive line. And Nate Solder didn't play well. Will Hernandez has not had a great season. Has been awful, but Jalapeno is terrible. So from the center over to the left side has been really bad. Zeitler's been pretty solid. Remmers, not bad. Remmers did a solid job.
Yeah, what you expected.
So I thought our offensive line underachieved.
And obviously Barkley hurt, obviously.
Going
that
down. Did not help matters.
And if you would have told me, I'm going to also say this, if you would have told me we were going to make the quarterback change after week 2, I would not have said 6 to 8 wins, because I would have said rookie growing pains. So if you would have told me going into the year Eli's out by week 3, I would have said 4 or 5 wins.
Well, I would have thought we would have beat Arizona anyway. That was a game I definitely thought we'd win. At home, did not win that game. I thought we could beat the Jets. Did not win that game.
Yeah. No, we definitely had some winnable games that we lost.
Thought we'd beat the Bills. Didn't think the Bills would be this good this year.
Yeah, I thought that was a coin flip game going in. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's over. Now, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that we were going to win the games that we did, I wouldn't have been shocked either, because I recognized we had a young defense. But we had a potential young quarterback that was going to play. So it's not that shocking to me that we're going to win 4 games or 3 games or whatever it's going to be. I'm not shocked by it, but I had a little bit higher expectations than this.
Yeah. I definitely didn't think we'd be this bad.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't think we'd be this bad. We've been really bad. But Chris and I didn't expect a ton. We've been saying 2020 is the year where you're going to see the improvement. And now I thought we would improve this year. Thought your last year guys would get better. Lorenzo Carter regressed. B.J. Hill regressed. Both of those guys were big-time standouts. Saquon Barkley regressed. So almost every rookie that had a really good season for us last year regressed. Grant Haley was terrible this year. He was really good last year in the second half of the season. Terrible this year.
Yeah.
It's like every guy that showed up last year all of a sudden regressed. So that did not help. So I thought we'd get a little better this year. And then I said, well, you're going to have those guys. You're going to have that rookie class going to be in third year. Our rookie class this year is going to be in second year. We're going to have a better offensive line. We're going to have more cap space. We're going to get another draft. And bang, we're going to win the division. We're 10-6. Now I'm not so sure, because now we don't know who the head coach is going to be. We don't know if Gettleman's going to come back.
Could be a complete restart. Now you got a new playbook Daniel Jones is going to have to learn. We're going to have that built-in excuse. We'll see. A lot of it's going to depend on the draft and free agency and the direction. Who knows? I'm not ruling Shermer out, by the way. I don't think he's coming back, but I'm not ruling it out. And I know you'll be fuming. I know Giants fans will be fuming. I'm not ruling it out yet. I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it out.
I may be more mad about Shermer coming back than I was when we drafted Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I can't stand him. I can't stand Pat Shermer.
Who you got your money on for?
I thought we'd be better. I just, now we'll see. But I think Daniel Jones is smart enough to learn a new playbook.
Oh, Gil Soto, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Is Jay Gruden a better choice than Mike McCarthy?
As an offensive coordinator?
Well, first off, McCarthy would never take I'm not saying I want that Afghanistan. I'm saying I'm not ruling it out. McCarthy would never take an offensive coordinator job. He's been sitting on the sidelines preparing to come back to be a head coach from everything that I've read. So I don't expect that. No. For a head coach, I'm going McCarthy over Jay Gruden. If I have any interest in Jay Gruden, it would be as an OC, not a head coach.
Javon said Baddog 100,000 subs if they kept Shermer. Yeah, I don't want to have a reaction like that again. I
don't think they're going to. But I'm not ruling it out though. I don't think it's an impossibility. Chris, would you mind the Longhorn The Longhorns, I don't know enough about them, Ligma. I don't know enough about
There's
them.
only there's two Big 12 coaches you want: Lincoln Riley and Matt Rule. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of them Big 12 coaches, no. The Longhorns are terrible. They lose 5 games a year. They're awful. They had an aberration last year.
Yeah.
And they went on to win. I forgot what bowl that was. Sugar Bowl against Georgia. They ended up winning that. They had a good year last year. This year they lost 5 games again? No, definitely don't want him.
Do we lose both games? Raekwon says. I don't think we do. I don't think you do either. I think you said that you think they beat the Redskins, right?
I think they'll beat Washington again.
Yeah. I think we get the 4th pick thereabouts. I think we win.
Especially the way that.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with the way the defense has played the last 2 weeks, I think Haskins gonna have a long day on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see. I do think the Giants are gonna win this week. What do you expect our record? It's impossible for us to answer that right now, Taylor. Our record to be next year, because it could be a completely new team. We don't know who we're bringing in free agency. We don't know who our head coach is. We don't know who our general manager is. We don't know who we're drafting. Yeah. It's impossible to answer that right now. Impossible.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Malik, thanks for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Do you think Daniel Jones will win 3 Super Bowls? I just want one. Give me one. Malik. Give me one.
Yeah, one. Take one.
I'll take one. Yeah, Malik, man, thank you so much.
Get him one early in his career, like we did with Eli Manning in his 4th year, and then we'll get greedy.
Yeah, if you give me one, I'll sign up for that right now. Now, of course, our last 2 long-term quarterbacks got 2, but baby steps, Beto. Baby steps. I'll take one.
Well, Sims really only got one. Hostetler got the other.
Well, yeah, but Sims was on that team.
He was, but
yeah. Hostetler was the quarterback.
Hostetler led us through the playoffs.
Right. Kind of like the Eagles with Foles and yeah. Would you all trade Saquon for Bill Belichick? How old is Belichick?
73.
No. I love Belichick, but not at 73.
I'll trade Charles Barkley for Bill Belichick.
What do you guys think about the Giants not having any Pro Bowls this year? It's well-deserved.
Riley Dixon's a Pro Bowler, isn't he?
No, he's a second reserve.
Oh, fantastic. They have second reserve punters on the Pro Bowl.
And Barkley was like a 4th reserve running back. Those were the 2 notables. It's well-desered. I mean, they don't deserve a Pro Bowler.
They don't deserve a Pro Bowler.
Them and the Dolphins were the only 2 teams without one.
And they shouldn't have one. Surprised Pat Shermer's not coaching the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the defense they play. We were talking about that. That's the way they play. Yeah. That's the Pro Bowl. Don't blitz.
Yeah,
don't tackle.
The Giants practice very well to compete in the Pro Bowl. Tom Coughlin return. I'm going to have a video on that tomorrow. It's possible. Not as a head coach, though. Slay should have been a Pro Bowl. No, Taylor, no. I love Slayton, but he's got less than 700 yards. I mean, can't be a Pro Bowl.
You got to remember, you got like Michael Thomas in the NFC. You got Amari Cooper. You got some really good receivers in the end. You got Stephon Diggs.
I don't know the year he's having, but Devontae Adams.
Yep, there's a lot of
Pat Shermer is a reserve coach for the Pro Bowl. My God. Devontae Parker. Well, he's in the other conference. Julio, there's another one. Yeah. But yeah, once again, guys, it is 12:14. Man, I cannot believe how many people we still got in here.
641.
641 people. You guys are incredible. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are phenomenal. If you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell. But more importantly, go into the description after the stream right now, whenever, and subscribe to Bad Dog Sports. We do this show every week, and this show just keeps growing. It's like a snowball that's going downhill, Bad Dog. It's just picking up snow every time.
It's a good thing.
Of course it's a good thing. It's a great thing.
Wait till we're good. Wait till the Giants are good.
We're going to have more people than
an avalanche.
You guys are the best, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Sinor, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, Sinor. Coughlin is not coming back. Let it go. Not as a coach. Definitely not as a coach. This time next guy, you guys will have one cape. We hope so, Nick Young. That'd be great. And we put in the work to. Oh, Daniel, thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat, Benz and East. What if the Giants? There's another what if. What if the Giants drafted Gurley over Flowers and opened up opportunities to draft a quarterback over Saquon? I think that's what he meant to say. Yeah, that's a what if we've talked about in the past. They could have either drafted him, they could have drafted Melvin Gordon. Both those running backs went after we took Flowers. And yeah, if they would have taken Gurley, now the other what if I'll tell you is yeah, but if we drafted him, Gurley's had injury history. So, you can't have it both ways. But yeah, obviously we probably take Darnold in that draft. That's probably the quarterback we take, him or Rosen. And who knows how we look then.
And then we're screwed.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Jones is better than both of them.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll see. But that's probably what would have happened, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a good what if. That's a great what if. There's a few others we've talked about, but that's one of them. But guys, you guys are phenomenal. I hate to leave 600 people in the dark, but it is 12:16. We both got to get some rest. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all your support. I always say it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being the best subscribers on YouTube. I always say I could not have started YouTube at a worse time. Giants have won 8 games now since I've been on YouTube. They're coming off their longest winning streak. Well, no, they had a 2-game winning streak this year. Baddog. Let's give them credit for that. But you guys are the best. You guys are phenomenal. You guys support both of us all the time, and we can never say thank you enough. And thank you to Baddog for coming on, as always. And I always like to have Baddog close it out.
Yeah, well, as always, thank you for having me on the channel. This, I say it all the time, it's my favorite thing I do on here. Been doing this for over a year now, and it's been fun to watch it grow. I still go back once in a while and look at where it began with the little half-an-hour taped show, and it's just awesome. It's been such a rough couple of years, and to watch the show grow during a terrible freaking time with the Giants and have all the support. You guys watch the videos, tune into live streams, watch the game with us on Sundays. We couldn't do it without you. It's you guys motivate us to do it. We talk about it being like group therapy, and it's just awesome. It's a lot of fun whether you agree or don't. It's always good to get other Giants fans' perspectives. I'm always interested. We're not always going to agree. We shouldn't. We're human beings. We all think
it'd be boring if we always agreed.
It would.
And I just want to get
like
the
you and I. The one thing we disagreed on was I'm not going to get too into this because I want to get some sleep. I've been going to sleep at like 10 o'clock at night. The Jenkins thing we disagreed on. And I was like, there's something we actually disagree on, which we didn't talk about at all.
Oh yeah, because it's like 2 weeks old now. But that's I mean Gil Soderman, thanks for the love, man. I just want to get that. And by the way, Merry Christmas. We should have said that. Merry Christmas to everybody. Well, we'll be live before Christmas, but
actually, I'm trying to think of when we can be live before Christmas.
The Giants game. That's before Christmas, right?
Right. I'm saying for this show.
Oh, the show might not be. Oh yeah, it will be, right? Oh, because Christmas Eve.
Monday you do primetime football. Tuesday's Christmas Eve. Wednesday's Christmas. Thursday you do primetime football. So I don't know.
Well, no, there's no Thursday games anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, they play them on Saturdays now. So next Thursday we'll be live the day after Christmas.
Thursday then. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but no, Merry Christmas to everybody, or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Thank you guys so much. And Gil Soto with the $5 super chat, he says, sorry to be off subject, but do the Lakers have a chance without a D? And if he's there in the playoffs, is it a guaranteed ring? I think he means without Anthony Davis.
So tomorrow. I didn't read.
Oh yeah, without AD, he spaced it out. Yeah,
the Lakers have a chance without AD. I don't know if you're talking about tomorrow. Even if he's there, there's no guaranteed ring. I never guarantee a ring. Lakers are one of the best teams in the league. There's no doubt about that, and we know that because I do every one of their games. So they're great. But you saw last night, Gil, the Pacers are a good team. They're 19-9. They didn't have AD last night. They didn't have Kuzma. And they fought all the way. And if LeBron James and Dwight Howard make their free throws, they win the game. They were 8 for 17 from the line. So if they clean up their free throws, they beat the Pacers without AD. The Pacers are good. Now, if they don't have AD tomorrow night when they play the Bucks, different story. The Bucks are also 24-4. I can't wait to stream that game. I'm waiting for that game for like 3 weeks. But
Yeah, no, AD's
AD makes a big difference. That's a big difference. Big difference maker.
And AD gets hurt every year. And so this should have been expected as Lakers fans. He always misses 10, 15, 20 games. But
he's day-to-day.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But LeBron James, last night, I watched the highlights. I didn't get to see the game live, but before I went to bed, crucial free throws down the stretch. Can't do that in the playoffs.
That's why I always tell people Jordan's better. Jordan hits those free.
No, Jordan is. I love LeBron.
Miss a lot of clicks.
I love LeBron. I think he's one of the most hated athletes since I've been watching sports in my lifetime. But yeah, that's why Jordan's better. because he doesn't miss those. He's a better clutch
That's
player.
the difference. To me,
Yeah.
that was, and I love LeBron too, but that's always the difference to me. LeBron's the best player of this generation, but I'm an old school guy, man. What can I tell you? I don't know. People tell me Ray Lewis, tell you Lawrence Taylor. I don't know. It's just how it is.
But you guys are the best, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a little basketball talk there at the end. Thank you for again for Gil for the incredible love and support. Thank you to everybody, by the way, all the donations tonight. Thank you to everybody for tuning in, whoever hit the thumbs up, whoever subscribed. And we are going to close it out. So I'm going to let Baddog do what he does.
Yes. As I was saying, thank you guys and girls. You guys make this show awesome. And, continue to watch the videos, please. Really do appreciate that. And then, of course, join us on Sunday for the Redskins and Giants. Get to watch Haskins against Jones. And maybe that'll be something for the long, foreseeable future. Maybe it won't. Maybe both these guys are short-lived. Who knows? But it'll be fun on Sunday for sure. Chase Young Bowl, Part 2. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your Thursday. For the entertainer talking sports, it is the Bad Diggity Dizzle. We are gone. Peace.